Hey, what is going on everyone? This is iReviews back with another video, and today I will show you guys 17 iPad settings that you should always change, or even make sure that you have them turned on or turned off. That's of course based on different settings. Now, turning off or on these settings will help you improve your device's security, of course get a better performance and better battery life out of your device, and of course have an overall better experience using your iPad on iPadOS 13. So here are 17 iPad settings that you should always change on your iPad on iPadOS 13. The first setting you should change on your iPad, or just make sure you have it turned on, is found under display and brightness, and it's called lock unlock. Now what this does when turned on, it will make your device automatically lock when you put the cover, automatically unlock when you take out the cover. So if you have like a case with a cover on your iPad, which most people do, make sure you have this enabled, so you don't want by accident just place the cover over your iPad and leave it unlocked. That of course will just drain the battery, so you will have to enable this setting right here in order for your iPad to automatically lock when you put the cover. And of course you always want to make sure you have auto unlock enabled on your iPad and all iOS devices. So right here, just above the lock unlock feature, you can go ahead and tap on auto lock, and you will find like different options here. Now this is different from the iPhone. iPhone has other options, so go ahead and choose whichever you want. I always suggest you choose the minimum, so you leave your device somewhere, it will be locked automatically after 2 minutes. You don't want to leave it at never, because you might just expose your device. If you leave it somewhere, forget it somewhere, and it's unlocked, it will stay that way so someone can have access to it. That way you know that even if you forgot it unlocked, it will be locked after 2 minutes. The next two settings you should always change on your iPad are found under Face ID and passcode, and these two ones are really important. The first one is called require attention for Face ID. Now what that will do is that it requires you to have your full attention on your iPad in order for the iPad to unlock using Face ID. Now if you disable that, Face ID will work a bit faster, but it's less secure than having require attention for Face ID turned on. So I suggest you always have this turned on your iPad. The second one here is called attention awareness. Now this one is really cool. It will add basically like a few very cool features to your iPad and iPhone as well. If you enable this, then it will basically detect if you're looking at your phone or at your iPad, and that way it will silence notifications and do all that, or dim the display when you're not looking at your device. It knows, and it will dim the display in order to save battery. So that's really awesome. Of course it will help your iPad in so many ways, so always make sure you have attention awareness features turned on. We have some more things here on the iPad. We have some more things here on Face ID and passcode, and there is a section called allow access when locked. Now this is what I suggest. You should turn off all of these. So basically keeping these on, what they do is that they provide access to these things even when your iPad is locked with a passcode or Face ID or Touch ID. So the today's view, notification sender, control sender, and then we have some more important ones like Siri, home control, return missed calls, and also USB accessories. All these can be accessed even though you have your iPad locked with a passcode or Face ID. So to make your device more secure, what I suggest you go ahead and turn these off. The next setting you should always change on your iPad is really important. Now most of us will keep our iPads on our homes basically like 99% of the time. So what you need to do is go under privacy and then go to location services, and here we'll have a section that says share my location. So what you want to do here is go ahead and make sure you have share my location turned off here. So basically, as I said, most of us just keep our iPads on our homes. I never took this out of my home, so I don't want to share my location. Go ahead and turn that off. There are a lot of other settings that you should change here under location services, so go to location services and you will find this section called system services. Now right here we'll see all the system services that will basically use your location, and that will of course basically have an impact on the performance of your iPad as well as on battery life. So you will have a lot of stuff here. Everything will be turned on, so you don't need most of these. Like maybe you need to use location services just for emergency calls, or like Find My iPad and nothing else. Really nothing right here is that important that it should use your location services. So you can go ahead and turn these off anyone you want. Of course, you can choose which services you want to leave on, but go ahead and turn most of them off because most of them are basically useless. And another setting that is found right here under System Services is called status bar icon. Now what I suggest here is you turn this on. This will keep an icon on the status bar of your iPad that will let you know that these system services are actually using your location. Now you will have like that icon on the status bar when an app is using your location, but you won't see an icon on the status bar when the services are using your location. So what you want to do is go ahead and turn this on so you know all the time when one of these is using your location. Another thing you can change here is going ahead and moving to analytics and improvements, and here you will find share iPad analytics and also share iCloud analytics. If you don't want to do that, because that of course will consume your battery and of course will take CPU power, you can go ahead and turn them off directly from here. Now let's move to some like different stuff here. Let's start with notes. So on the Notes app, when you take a note, you can notice that it will start with big bold letters. That's like a title. Most of the time we don't want to like add a title to a note. We just want to type something real quick, add a note quickly, but it will do that automatically. Now what you can do is go to settings, go to notes, and here we'll find start notes with. And what you can do here is just go ahead and choose body. What that means is that the notes will start with a normal text, not with a big bold text. With iOS 13 and iPadOS 13, of course, Apple has added a ton of new features to Safari, like the ability to download stuff from Safari. Now, what I suggest you should do once you get an iPad or once you update your iPad to iPadOS 13 is go to settings, go to Safari, go to downloads, and just make sure you set where you want to download your stuff. So you can set any of the locations, iCloud Drive or on your iPad locally. So if you tap on your iPad, that way you will be able to save that stuff on the iPad. If you tap on others, then it will show you also like different folders that you have, and you can also go ahead and add a new folder and then select to save the files on that particular folder. So if you want to download on any folder that you want, you can go ahead and just create it and download it directly there. Another thing I suggest you should do here on the settings of Safari on your iPad is choose to automatically close tabs. Now with the iPhone and especially with the iPads, we browse a lot, and of course there are a ton of tabs open in the background. Most of the time we won't bother closing them one by one. So what you can do here with the new feature of iOS and iPadOS, of course, you can go ahead and choose to automatically close the tabs, and you will have from 1 day to 1 month. So 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, choose any one of them, and then your tabs will be closed automatically. Another setting you should change on the Safari settings of your iPad is called Prevent Cross-Site Tracking, and what this will do if you turn it on is that it will prevent like ads from tracking you side to side. So sometimes you maybe search for a product or something on one website, you go to another one, you will see a bunch of ads. Of course, they're tracking you, so you can go ahead and just enable that. The next setting you should change is found under Privacy, and it's called Motion and Fitness. Now if you go here, basically motion and fitness, what it does is that it will allow apps to like access your health data and also basically monitor your body, your moves, how you move when you climb like stairs and all that. But of course you probably don't need that on the iPad, so you're just moving your iPad around and that will just like consume battery and of course CPU power as well. I don't think anyone is tracking their movement using their iPad. So what you want to do is go ahead and turn that off. That way that won't happen. With iPadOS 13 and iOS 13, Apple has just killed 3D Touch. Now we have Haptic Touch. So what I suggest you do is go ahead, go to settings, go to accessibility, and then go to touch right here, and you will find Haptic Touch is the second one. Here, go there and you will find like two different options. You have fast and slow. Now, I'm not suggesting you should use either one of them, but I'm suggesting you go here and you just take a look at them and see which one will work better for you. So like if you want to do it faster or slower, you can go ahead and take a look here, change between them, and you will have this image where you can test like the feature, whether you want Haptic Touch to work faster or slower on your device. And last but not least is the setting found under General, Background App Refresh. Now if you go here, you will have all the apps that are using Background App Refresh. Now you will have a kill switch there to basically disable it for all the apps, but I don't suggest you do that because of course like some apps will need to download stuff on the background all the time. But what I suggest you do is go ahead and take a look at this list. Don't leave it like mine here. All of them are turned on, so make sure to take a close look at this, and any apps that you don't need to have stuff downloading on the background, you can go ahead and turn them off here. So that's it for this video, guys. These are 17 iPad settings that I suggest you should always change. Of course, some of them you should turn on, some of them you should turn off. Now, of course, changing these settings will give you a better experience on your iPad. It should give you better performance, better battery life, and of course, better security and privacy on your iPad. So that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a like if you did. Don't forget to subscribe for more, and I will see you on the next one.